we're interviewing Larry Doyle right now, former writer and producer of The Simpsons, contributor to The New Yorker, author of I Love You, Beth Cooper, and now the new book, Go Mutants. Larry, welcome to the Young Turks.
Hey.
All right, I want to talk to you about your career. I want to talk to you about the new book. Let's start on the book. So are these folks in the book mutants, or are they aliens? What's going on?
They're aliens and mutants, and some of them are mutant aliens.
Dope.
Ooh.
Okay. And what are they up to? What are they doing?
The idea is all those
Baltimore?
movies, all those mutant and alien movies are all true, and so it's many years later, and the offspring of those aliens and mutants are going to high school, where they're kind of the juvenile delinquents of the school.
And so, are the humans interbreeding with the aliens and the mutants? Is that what's happening?
Well, sometimes they do, although in their sex ed class they're told that they run the risk of getting eggs laid in their brain if they do. So.
And is that a good thing or a bad thing? Are people having fun with the eggs in their brain?
That's considered to be a bad thing, I think.
Oh, okay.
You get a DDT inhaler for that.
Okay. So, Larry, we've got a great number of critics have come in saying, the book is really funny and smart and et cetera. Where did you want to drive with this? My guess is that you didn't really want to make social commentary about mutants.
No, I mean, it's supposed to be just a fun book. There's obviously some underlying stuff there. Everything, comedic has to be serious underneath it, but it's there for laughs.
Okay, and so of course, you've done this a lot before, working on The Simpsons, et cetera. I think that the main question that a lot of people listening will have is, how do you get into this career? I mean, how do you wind up at The Simpsons and then getting to write these books? I Love You, Beth Cooper did fantastic, et cetera. How'd you get started in all this?
Well, you pay $1,000 and you get a secret code, and you write that code on a piece of paper and they slip it under Matt Groening's door, and that's how you get the job on The Simpsons. And if anyone wants that code, they can send me $1,000.
Well, that seems like a pretty good deal.
Yeah, and I'll send them the code. Through hard work is how you do it, I guess. Or the way I got the job is I had a friend who was working there and he recommended me.
Well, there you go. And what qualifications do you need? Like, do people go to comedy school? Are the people writing? I'm kidding, of course, about that. But seriously, like, are the people who are working on The Simpsons, are they all comedians, or they come from different backgrounds?
No, they come from a lot of different backgrounds. When I was there was at least 5 people on the staff who had PhDs. And I mean in things like math and physics, and one had a PhD in philosophy. We had at least a couple of lawyers, one of whom had been a district attorney.
Really? And what are they doing there?
Making a lot more money than they could make as a philosopher or as a district attorney.
Well, I don't know how the philosopher market is these days, but my guess is it doesn't take a lot to make more than a professional philosopher these days. But,
well, just ask anybody at Starbucks and you'll find out how much a PhD in philosophy makes.
Right. But, that brings up an interesting point. I don't know if you'll answer this, but I'm curious about it. I'm sure everybody else is curious about it. How much money can they make as a TV writer for a successful show like The Simpsons?
Well, starting out, they would probably start out at about $250,000 a year.
Jeez, and Lord mercy, you serious?
Yeah, that would be starting. That would be, entry level. And then I'm guessing that the ones that are the co-executive producers on the show, or the executive producer on the show, are making between $1.5 and $2 million an episode.
Jeez,
or a year.
Per year, not per episode.
Per year.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, look, the executive producer is a very successful show. We've kind of gotten used to them making a lot of money, but the writers at $250,000, and so
that show is all about the writers. The writers control the show. There's no executives that make any decisions. It's all the writers that make them.
And don't get me wrong, I love that the writers control the show, and I think writers are enormously important, and the movie industry should put a couple of thoughts behind hiring some. But I'm just surprised by the depth of the money. And so if you don't go into the production realm as a writer, is there, do you cap out at like $500,000 or something? Or I don't know, I'm making numbers up.
What do you mean, that you don't go becoming a writer-producer thing?
Yeah, you don't
really have a choice on that, because the whole executive producer, writer-producer, the whole writer-producer thing is kind of, that's how they promote you.
Uh-huh.
There's also really arcane reasons which you really don't want to hear, but they have to do with the union and what they can pay.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I totally want to hear that.
But so the way they pay people beyond what they can pay them in the union is by making the producers.
Okay, all right. Well, that starts to get boring. You're right.
Right.
All right. So, okay, now one more thing. How many writers on The Simpsons? Regular.
I think they must have about 10 regular writers and probably another 6 or 7 who come in 1 or more days a week. I don't know what the makeup is now, but that's kind of what it was like when I was there.
Right. And are the math guys and the philosopher guys, are they also really funny? I guess they are, otherwise they wouldn't keep their job, right?
Well, the math guy I was talking about is David Cohen, who co-created Futurama.
Oh, okay.
One of the lawyer guys went on to run both King of the Hill, and now he's running he's like the co-creator on the Cleveland show.
So, Larry, why did you decide to move on from The Simpsons? Did you want to do your own stuff? Because it sounds like a pretty sweet gig.
Yeah, I think I made a terrible mistake, don't you? I had done it for 4 years, which seemed like a long time to me, and I had just sold a movie and 2 television pilots, so I thought I wouldn't be able to actually do all that stuff if I stayed on the show, and so it seemed like the time to go. Okay. But a lot of guys who I was there with stayed on the show, and obviously they're doing great.
And, so people talk about how I Love You, Beth Cooper was a big hit. What is a big hit in the book world? What does that mean?
Oh, how many copies? I think it sold about 200,000 copies at this point. Which,
that's
in the movie business, that would be a disaster.
Well, that's interesting, but because the economics is different, it's still a pretty good deal on the book end.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's not a mega bestseller or anything, but that is a hit.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Go Mutants, is that out right now, or
that came out about a week ago?
A week ago. And so your websites are gomutants.com and larrydoyle.com, right?
And all of your viewers need to buy 10 copies because they're going to be worth so much more in the future.
Okay, and here's why I like Larry, because he's been incredibly honest here. I love that. So
if you buy 10 copies, I guarantee you within a year they'll be worth $100 a piece.
Yeah, okay, well, you've lost a little bit of that honesty business, and I'm not really sure about the secret code, but nonetheless. Okay. Larry, I read...
with the secret, you have to put a smiley face on the bottom. If you don't put a smiley face, Matt won't hire you. So that's also you need to know.
All right, and now we know. Okay, it's obviously an interesting book, and by all accounts, a very funny book. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about it, Larry.
Thank you for talking to me.